My good friends, I return with another juicy video, and this one is a pretty wild one. You may remember from my previous segment I teased during the last drama of the week something I couldn't get into too much detail at that time because Riddle was still fighting to get his account back. But now that the dust has settled, it's time to tell the full story. Now, this isn't a top 5 list of drama that's happened in the week. Today we're going to be breaking down an insane case of how a catfish, pretending to be a famous celebrity model, almost got away with stealing Riddle's $6,000+ Rise of Kingdoms account. And to get the full picture, it's best to start at the very beginning. On April 23rd, 2025, Riddle was suddenly locked out of his account. His username had been changed to something completely unfamiliar. Now, this wasn't just any account. The thing is, this account is stacked, estimated to be worth around $6,000+ on the market. It had over 7 legendary gear sets and higher tier commanders as well as higher tier awakened gear. It has an insane amount of kill points, and to Riddle, this account was more than just pixels. Rise of Kingdoms is part of his daily life, something that he enjoys after work to relax, compete, and catch up with friends. At first, this did look like a random hack. In a panic, Riddle alerted his kingdom, his close friends, and VIP support. He was desperate to find out what happened, and it didn't really give him the time to stop and think how this could have happened, or who might have already had access. And this is where things get really dark. After speaking with VIP support, Riddle was shocked to discover that his account was unbound and that the login details had been changed from his original email. Even more bizarre, the system showed that his own Gmail account had confirmed the unbinding. And to unlink an account, a confirmation code must be sent to that email on file, and in this case, Riddle's personal Gmail. But here's the catch. He had 2-factor authentication enabled, locked down and very secure. So how did this so-called hacker manage to access his Gmail account without triggering any 2-factor authentication alerts? And how did he successfully unbind everything from the inside? Something just didn't make any sense. Now this is where we introduce Emma, the catfish in question. Emma claims to be a celebrity model with over 680k followers on Instagram and other social media platforms like TikTok. Emma wasn't a stranger either. She had been a long-term friend of Riddle and from his previous kingdom. They had been friends for quite some time, so when she spoke, Riddle listened, and when she offered help, he trusted her. She often tried to prove that she was a real celebrity by sending convincing photos, typing with confidence, and making bold claims. She promised things, played the part, but she often didn't deliver and always came up with excuses. Still, at that time, Riddle wasn't really bothered, and he had no reason to doubt her. They got on really well, and she helped him with some of the KVKs. Eventually, she did ask for his access to his email, supposedly to help support him in KVK when he's busy. And because of that trust, Riddle gave it. He let her in, believing her intentions were genuine, and he had never imagined that the same access would one day be used against him. Now, how did this happen? And I also want to make one thing very clear. Riddle by no means was a simp that allowed this person into his Gmail because she was a celebrity. They truly did seem like good friends at one point. He spoke very highly of her when he first migrated into my kingdom, and I have witnessed her supporting him during KVK. They were just good friends, and that was that. And after a very long time, he ended up trusting her and providing her that access. And now you're probably wondering, why would he willingly give her access to his Gmail, knowing that she can use it to unlink everything and steal the account? Well, the truth is, at that time, the update to unlink everything was not out yet. Lilith didn't make it possible for anybody to unlink their account, so there was no possible way of unbinding or unlinking the account unless you spoke directly to VIP support. And at that time, there was no virtual possible way for her to sweep the account within minutes like she did. Even stealing the Gmail was impossible because it had 2-factor authentication. Now you're probably wondering, how certain are we that it was Emma that stole the account? And what kind of proof does Riddle actually have? Is it just the fact that she was given access months ago and that same device that was given access logged in 2 hours before the account was unlinked? Or is there more than this story than just coincidence? Well, this is where Emma made a huge mistake and it completely gave her away. At this point, Riddle didn't know what was going on. He didn't know who was behind it. He was just suspicious. He was trying to stay calm, piece things together, and hoping support would come through. Then, out of nowhere, Emma reaches out. She didn't express any concern or ask what happened. Instead, she suddenly claims that she bought the account back from the hacker for a supposed $3,500. Unprovoked, without anyone accusing her, she just drops this suspicious story right in the middle of the chaos. That's right, she's claiming that she bought back the account from the hacker for $3,500. And to prove it, she sends a bogus screenshot of a Discord conversation supposedly with the hacker, but that same Discord is now gone. No profile, no history, no context. You can't even look up that particular Discord account anymore. And when she was asked for receipt for the transaction or proof, any bank statements, she became extremely difficult. She couldn't provide it and she kept making up excuses about her account being locked. She had lots of excuses, lots of deflections, and claimed she was locked out of her account that has the payment receipts. She even refused to share the most basic evidence of such a massive payment. I mean, why would she even buy the account without consulting with Riddle? It just doesn't make any sense. And it wasn't just suspicious, it was almost like she was trying to get caught with such a fabricated story. And the crazy part is, she said the person only gave her details to log in, not the details to the Gmail, so essentially Emma still had the power to unbind and do whatever she wanted with the account because the Gmail still belonged to them. She wanted Riddle to be able to play, but she would still have full control of the Gmail, being able to lock him out whenever she needed. The more she talked, the worse it got, and the worse it looked for her. And by now, the cracks in her story wasn't just showing, they were wide open. But Emma made one vital mistake. She thought Riddle was alone in this, that he had no support, no backup, that she fully was in control of the account with no one to challenge her. But what she didn't realize was Riddle had one legendary man on his side. And no, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the one and only, the immortal hammer, Charles Martel. Now, for those who don't know, Charles Martel isn't your average support rep. He's a step up above VIP support, a figure that only top tier spenders in Rise of Kingdoms even get access to. He's fast, responsive, and when something goes wrong, he doesn't ask questions, he takes action. Charles was the one that confirmed that the account was unlinked from the inside and not hacked externally. This wasn't a breach, it was someone with trusted access. And he didn't just stop there. He immediately banned the account to prevent from Emma logging in, deleting anything, or causing any further damage whilst the investigation continued. The ban changed everything. Maybe that's why Emma came back with her bizarre story about buying the account back. She probably panicked, saw the ban, she probably thought if she acted like the hero, the helpful friend, that Riddle might drop the case, or even convince Charles to lift the ban. Maybe she thought she could spin the narrative, turn herself from the suspect into the savior. But instead, she exposed herself even more. Because no one in their right mind would drop $3,500 to buy back an account they're not supposed to have and then refuse to show a single receipt. Emma underestimated Riddle, and she also underestimated Charles Martel. After Charles Martel stepped in and successfully recovered the account, restoring it to its rightful owner, you'd think the story would end there. But Emma wasn't done, or at least she didn't act like she was. She tried to brush it off, acting friendly again and supportive like nothing ever happened. But Riddle wasn't ready to just move on, because once he regained access to the account, something immediately stood out. All of the chat history was intact except for one conversation, Emma's conversation. Her entire chat was wiped clean, and you're probably thinking, why? Why would only the chat with Emma be deleted? When Riddle asked her about it, she pretended that she didn't care. She just brushed it off and told him just to tell Lilith to fix it. She didn't even bother to send the chat history from her end, and that raised more red flags. Riddle knew deep down that Emma was behind the entire scandal, so he pushed further. He confronted her directly, asking for bank receipts, PayPal records, or any proof that she actually had bought the account back or that she wasn't involved at all. And when that went nowhere, he brought me into the picture. He asked me to reach out and to find out why she did what she did and what her motives were, and also what made her think she can get away with it. So I did, and it was instantly obvious that Emma didn't want to be exposed. She had no solid answers, no receipts, no screenshots, no truth. Every question I asked, excuses, deflections, and evasions. The PayPal receipt, oh, it's on my other phone. The bank statement, oh, I'm locked out of that account. How do I still pay my pilots? Oh, I use a different PayPal. It was endless. When I asked her to prove who she really was, to confirm the identity she's been using this whole time, she sent me a passport photo with captions on it. It was clearly fake, the kind of image that anyone could screenshot from a public Instagram or TikTok page, and that's exactly what it looked like. Cheap grab from a real celebrity's social media. Why would you send a passport photo with a caption on it? And that was the final straw. Riddle and I decided we weren't going to let this go, and we made it our mission to contact the real person behind the identity Emma has been impersonating. And somehow, Riddle managed to find some more information about the real person's Facebook account. He tracked down their mother's profile and sent these messages. It wasn't just about an account anymore, it was stopping someone who had crossed every line and done it behind a mask. So you let me know, guys, what do you think? Do you think Emma was behind it all, or did Riddle actually get hacked? Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was something different. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.